is going on, my friends? Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show. That's right. Welcome, my friends. Welcome to your nightly dose with the pulse of the world. Coming to you here on WDJY 99.1 FM Straight Talk, as well as on WDJYFM.com and on all digital and streaming platforms. Thank you for tuning in to the Arrington Gavin Show. I hope you all are doing great. We have a lot to unpack for today. Look, here on this program, we delve deep into the currents of politics, unravel the thrills of sports, and dissect the latest in pop culture and beyond. That's all that you're going to be receiving here on the Arrington Gavin Show. Boy, am I so excited to be talking with you all here on another great day, great evening. Look, do me a favor before we head forward with the program. Be sure, if you are watching us on our YouTube channel right now, please share, subscribe, hit the like button, leave us a comment. We truly appreciate it. Our Smooth Club Media is our YouTube channel. The letter R, Smooth Club Media. If you are a Rumble subscriber, guess what? You can follow us at the Arrington Gavin Show on Rumble. And you can also follow us on Instagram at the Arrington Gavin Show. So multiple ways you can tune in. You can, again, listen to us on all major podcast platforms. But you can also tune into us weeknights at 11 p.m. here on WDJY 99.1 FM Straight Talk, as well as WDJYFM.com. Shout out to our fans and our listeners in the Metro Atlanta area. We truly appreciate you all for staying up to check out, for just to tune in and listen in for another great conversation. We have a lot to unpack today's show. Gonna be speaking about the legendary, iconic hype man, rapper, artist, member of Public Enemy, Flav. He's doing some great stuff. Flav has just been doing amazing things the past few years, in my opinion, man. So I'm gonna be talking about him. Of course, we're gonna get in a little bit into politics. Gonna be talking about some stories in entertainment, and I think that's what we all got for you today. That's what we have for you today. Also, before we continue this program, I would love to acknowledge and give shouts out to our sponsors, like Bernardo's Menswear. Bernardo's Menswear is an amazing clothing store that keeps you dapper from head to toe, business casual, you name it, shoes, suits, slacks, belts, everything. My good friend, Mr. Bernardo Johnson, he makes sure he hooks you up with all the latest things. Just keep you looking fresh, especially when it comes to being a business owner. You are your brand. You are a walking brand. So you always have to look sharp and swagged out. So Bernardo's Menswear, if you prefer to see him in person, then look, if you're in the Hampton Roads, Virginia area, you can visit him at the MacArthur Mall. MacArthur Mall, first floor in the heart of downtown Norfolk. If you are not anywhere near the Hampton Roads area, no worries. You can shop online at www.bernardosmenswear.com. Also, we would like to acknowledge Rugged Evolution Beard Care. Rugged is the new smooth, all natural men's grooming line, making sure your facial hair is looking well swagged out, groomed, maintained, as well as your skin too, because it's always important to take care of the skin underneath the hair. So they have all the accessories, the products that you need. 17 scented beard balms, beard oils, conditioner, shampoo. They have everything you need to help make sure your facial hair is well maintained and well moisturized as well. For more information about Rugged Evolution Beard Care, visit their website at www.ruggedevo.com. You can also follow them on all social media platforms at Rugged Evo, or on Facebook at Rugged Evolution Beard Care. They're awesome. I highly recommend. I'm a client, so be sure to follow them as well, or spread the word. We truly appreciate that. Okay. What else we're going to do? We're going to do a quick commercial break, but when we come back with more here on the Arrington Gavin Show, we'll start off with our first story of the day. Again, you're listening into the Arrington Gavin show. Don't go anywhere, my friends, and do me a favor, don't change that dial.
Become a man of distinction with Rugged Evolution Beard Care. Order our scented beard oils and beard balms to help you maintain and grow the perfect beard. Order today. Try our men's care products like the full body exfoliating cleansing bars, body wash, smooth stash, and more. Log on to our website or download our app to place your orders. Rugged Evolution Beard Care. We're your luxury but affordable men's care line. And remember,
rugged is the new smooth.
Also, shout out to the Dapper Luke collection. That's right, another amazing clothing store. Shout out to Dapper Luke. The also swagged out clothier, custom clothier. He's the man behind my amazing suit that I wore at my wedding, actually. And I've had a few custom pieces from him. Awesome, a veteran as well. He served for 20 plus years of our U.S. Navy, and we thank him for his service. He's also a good friend of mine as well. Be sure to check his line out, dapperlukecollection.com, or you can visit him at one of his actually both his locations. He has one located in Virginia Beach, Virginia, as well as another one located in Baltimore, Maryland. So multiple spots you can go ahead and book your one-on-one consultation with Dapper Luke, the Dapper Luke. All right, guys. So first story of the day, I want to shout out the legend Flavor Flav. Yes, Flavor Flav. The man's iconic, member of Public Enemy, probably the world's best hype man ever. The clock, the image, the brand, his slogans. I mean, he is a legend, a pop culture icon. But he is also a reality star. I mean, come on, Flavor of Love. Who can't remember that? But he's had so much more positive outside, because you know how I feel about reality TV. I do not like it. I'm not a fan. I think it's honestly majority of reality TV, in my opinion, is trash. It is hot garbage that doesn't benefit society at all. It's just here to watch people fight and cuss each other out all the time. It's garbage. I don't see the benefit in it. But Flavor Flav has since then grown his brand to just so much better than just that. So I remember it was a story that I spoke about on this program when he was trying to help keep what is it? Red Lobster open, because they had spoken about closing down and or filing bankruptcy. So what did Flavor Flav do? He said, well, I'm gonna buy everything here on this menu, like everything, just to help keep them open. I think since then he signed a contract with them to kind of be one of their celebrity endorsers or brand ambassador, something like that. And it's been helping, right? Red Lobster is still here, to my knowledge. They are not fully closed down. But an image, if you're watching this right now, I actually put up an image of Flavor Flav at the Olympics over in Paris, embracing and having a good selfie with Jill Scott, First Lady Jill Scott, Jill Biden, Dr. Jill Biden, First Lady Jill Biden, and it shows them at a women's water polo event. And we're like, wait, why is Flavor Flav here? So apparently, guys, Flavor Flav has signed a 5-year deal to not only be their official hype man, but a sponsor of the women's water polo. So check this out. Check this out. This is reported by CNBC. It says it starts. So okay, it says here Flavor Flav signed a 5-year sponsorship deal with the U.S. water polo women's and men's national team. Excuse me, in July. It says here that the 65-year-old performer, whose real name is William Jonathan Dranton Jr., has been a fixture of the 2024 games thanks to his partnership with U.S. Water Polo. The Public Enemy rapper has embraced the new role as an official hype man of the women's team, appearing poolside at the team's matches wearing a water polo cap and Teams USA braided waterproof clock necklace. Under the terms of the sponsorship deal announced earlier this month, Flavor Flav will, I just spit like a little bit on my mic there. Flavor Flav will make multiple appearances at the U.S. water polo events each year, as well as lend his social media presence to the team to help amplify the sport's reach and engage new audience. First of all, I think this is awesome because one thing I'm a fan of the Olympics in general. I love watching the competition. You see all the top athletes from all across the world competing for one common goal. No pun intended, but they're actually competing for a gold medal, or just to even place, right? Because I know the U.S. Men's gymnastics squad, they just had received not too long ago like their first ever medal ever in a team events, right? So a lot of stuff has occurred, and I mean I just love the Olympics. But then you look at the non-popular sports, right? Now when you think of the Olympics, track and field, gymnastics, men's or women's, swimming, basketball. I think I think that's fair to say those are the most famous sports to watch. Those are the most famous. Those are the ones that everybody wants to watch. Prime time, early in the morning, they want to watch those sports, and that's it. But people forget about the other sports like water polo, like ping pong, right? I like ping pong. I like badminton. I like watching what is it? Cycling here and there, right? Marathon running. Like there's so many other sports that you forget. Skateboarding is the Olympic sport. So there's so many sports that I enjoy to watch that I think doesn't get the proper attention because people just probably don't find it as entertaining. But sports like water polo, which is one of the most hardest sports to compete in, because not only are you constantly swimming back and forth like soccer, but you have to stay in place. You have a ball, you have to make, like, it is so much strength. People don't understand it is so much stamina and strength in water polo. I mean, I will fail because I can't really tread water like that anyway. I gotta improve that. And it's a shame. My wife is a former collegiate swimmer. I've yet to receive lessons. She says I'm a bad student. I'm like, I beg to differ. But anyway, as I continue this, I think this is awesome what Flavor Flav is doing because he is a very well-known face, well-known personality, and he is a walking brand. I've seen Flavor Flav at like NASCAR races, bringing a lot of notoriety and attention. It says here, this is one of the biggest things that I feel that I could have ever done in my life outside of the other accomplishments that I've made to music. He said in an interview with NBC Olympics, by sponsoring a water polo team and helping these girls out, this is bigger than me winning a Grammy. Wow. The rapper first connected with the team in May after athlete Maggie Steffens posted on Instagram about the lengths to which she and her teammates have gone to make their Olympic dreams a reality in a sport that isn't as widely popular as some others. Totally agree. Many of my teammates aren't just badass champions, but also teachers, business owners, coaches, physicians assistants, and more. Some may not know this, but most Olympians need a second or third job to support chasing their dream, myself included. And most teams rely on sponsors for travel, accommodations, nutritional support, rent, lodging, and affording to live in this day and age. Wow. Now you would never think about this because they're pros, they're professional athletes. But and on top of that, they're representing the country. But hey, I think when you win a gold medal, if I'm not mistaken, I think if winning a gold medal, you receive like I think $35,000 cash, but you know they might take like 10,000 in taxes off that. Like it's you do have to rely on sponsors. There's a lot of gold medal winners that I've encountered that still has a 9 to 5. You want to go? You want a freaking gold medal? Hi, what are you doing? Hey, sponsors, man, opportunity, especially if it's a non-popular sport, which to me is crazy. But think of what we're living in now, guys. The WNBA is just now receiving the exposure, financial exposure that they've deserved for, and not just financial exposure, but exposure in general that they've been deserving in decades, in years, right? So I totally get it. Says here, in a comment on that post, Flavor Flav committed his support to the team that has won gold for the past 3 Olympics. You hear me? 3 Olympics. As a girl dad and supporter of women's sports, I'ma personally sponsor you, my girl. Whatever you need. He commented, my manager is in touch with your agent, and I'ma use all my relationships and resources to help all y'all even more. That's a Flavor Flav promise. That's a Flavor Flav promise. Man, that guy's a genius. Marketing genius, I tell you. The amount of money that Flavor Flav has given to the team is undisclosed, but the Rock and Roll Hall of Famer has pledged that his support will be felt through Paris and beyond. I'm going to be bigger than any cheerleader, he says, that they had in their life. I'm going to cheer this team on, and I'm going to cheer this team into winning a gold medal. I mean, clap it, y'all, clap it up for Flavor Flav, man. That dude is just he really is. He's really doing stuff out there, man. He's really doing stuff. But how inspiring, because we forget to realize that we have to give the proper respect to all sports. I don't care if you might find it not entertaining or not. I mean, on YouTube, right? I think YouTube, as long as you watch just the right amount of time for it to receive a view, that's a way of supporting. Some people might not watch a full video. Some people might not watch a full video of the Arrington Gavin show. Shame on you if you don't, because you should. It's good content. But but I mean, some people might not watch the full episodes, but it's just a matter on giving the proper respect. As I look at it like this, guys. Here on this program, we respect those who serve. We give all of our praise and thanks to those who serve and defend our country. We should definitely do the same for those who are representing our country in the Olympic Games. We should, even in the world, even not even just during the Olympics, but during the World Championships, because these athletes risk all their financials, their their health, I mean, a lot of these people they commit so much to an event, to a time that happens every 4 years. Every 4 years. So to me, I just want to, again, hats off to Flavor Flav, because at 65, I think Flavor Flav is at a peak where he's like, you know what? It's a bigger reward to be a blessing to others, and I get rewarded even bigger in return. And that's the truth. Because look, I ain't gonna preach to y'all, but I'm a believer. And when it comes to being a blessing to others, God rewards you in different ways that you don't expect. It might not be immediately, but it happens. Flavor Flav is doing that, man. He's showed his support to a failing company in Red Lobster, a long-standing company. He's now doing the same thing for women's sports. Y'all. So just because of Flavor Flav, people are probably just now, understanding and new to water polo, right? People are like, I don't watch water polo like that. I mean, look, even Dr. Jill Biden said, flavor. She's the English teacher. Flavor. Flav? Is it Flav? Flav? No, I'm joking. First lady. But I mean, he's up here living his best life, man. Again, shouts out to Flavor Flav. What a class act. Let's see what we're gonna do here. We're gonna uh go to another quick commercial break. We'll come back with some more here on the Arrington Gavin show. Don't go anywhere, my friends, and do not, and I repeat, do not change that dial.
Order your beard care products with Rugged Evolution. We're your local beard care line that supports the maintenance of your full, mature beard. Our line includes conditioning shampoos, moisturizers, balms, oils, shaving lotions, and exfoliating soaps. These products moisturize, hydrate, nourish, and have all the natural ingredients for a healthy beard. Log on to our website or download our app to place your orders. Become a man of distinction with Rugged Evolution Beard Care. And remember,
Rugged is the new smooth.
All right, welcome back to the Arrington Gavin show. Thank you so much for those who are just now tuning in, or if you have been listening since the beginning. I truly appreciate it, my friends. I am your host, Arrington Gavin. Thank you for tuning in to the weeknight, the late night show, the Arrington Gavin show. Yeah, I'm working on the sound effects. I should have had some crowds in the back, make y'all think I'm in front of a live crowd. I'm not. Actually, I am right now. My dog is hanging with me, so he's like my only crowd member. He's literally just laying down, looking right at me, just like, "Hey, you talking about me?" "Yes, I'm talking about you, buddy." All right, on our next story, look, I want to acknowledge, just to follow you up more with this presidential election. It's pretty big deal happening since the announcement of Kamala Harris entering in the race. President Joe Biden dropping out, endorsing her. Money has been continuing to just flood into the Harris campaign, and not only money but volunteers. So it says right here that the Harris campaign has raised more than $200 million. This is massive. $200 million. I believe in the first day it was 27.5 million. First day was 27.5. In the first 48 hours, 81 million. Now we're at over 200 million, as well as signed more than 170,000 volunteers. I'm reading this reported by the Associated Press. It says here, Vice President Kamala Harris campaign has raised, over $200 million since she emerged as the likely presidential nominee, and popping Hall in her race against the Republican nominee, former President Donald Trump. The campaign, which announced its latest fundraising total, said the bulk of the donations is 66%. 66% of those are donations. Wow. Comes first time contributors in the 2024 election cycle, and were made after President Joe Biden announced obviously his exit in the race, and then publicly endorsed Kamala Harris. Over 170,000 volunteers have also signed up to help the Harris campaign with phone banking, canvassing, and other get out the vote efforts. I've spoken with family and friends. I know a lot of AKA and just sorority members as well. Women in general are very excited. Black women, white women, women of all ethnicities and nationalities. Men are extremely excited. Even undecided voters are actually pretty excited. But I have encountered those who are still skeptical, right? Those who feel like there was a lot of disrespect to voters by already just bringing on a nominee and pretty much forcing a nominee without consideration of, oh, do voters really like her? Do they really want her as the nominee to go against President Donald Trump? Now, I've said it here on the show many times. I don't know how many times I can say it again. Y'all, for those who are anti-Trump, you look at this race, you knew that Trump was going to win if Biden would have stayed in the race. That's me, and I know that's what you guys are thinking. Now, when you then heard that he was dropping out and then endorsing Kamala Harris, you then said, you know what? They have some competition. I mean, think about it. Trump has recently opted out of doing a debate the first go round. I mean, they're going after her personal appearance, her track record. I mean, personal attacks are insane right now towards our current vice president Kamala Harris. That's fear, y'all. That's fear. So what I'm trying to say is, I don't want to hear all this. Well, I don't know, man. I don't like that. Look, you do your own research, and don't do the research that you know what you're going to expect. No, do the research that is the research that you are unknowing about, right? That you don't have any knowledge on. So if you talk about, like, hey, I heard she arrested these many people when she was a district attorney in California. If you're unaware, do your research. Do your research, because a lot of stuff can be said in the masses and in the corporate media. Because a lot of the mainstream media, a lot of them have their own agendas that they want to spew out. You have some that mean well, but you have most of them that don't. So it's up to you, the voters. Hopefully, if you're going to go out and vote, it's up to you to do your own research. If you choose not to vote, then please shut up. I don't want to hear it, because a lot of y'all are saying, I just feel so betrayed. I just feel. Look, do y'all want to win, or do you just want to continue to moan about it? I was trying to hold my tongue right now, Lord, trying to hold my tongue. But do you just want to whine about this? Because at the end of the day, you have a convicted felon who blatantly spoke about black jobs and Hispanic jobs, which I didn't know there was such thing as that. A man who continues to personally attack women and just insult people in general when he sees himself slowly but surely getting defeated. Or do you actually want someone that is qualified? District attorney. I'm sorry, let me start off first. Graduated from one of the most recognizable HBCUs in the world, in Howard University, Harvard Law, or excuse me, law school. Don't quote me about the Harvard Law part, but graduate from law school, California District Attorney, California U.S. Senator, now current Vice President. I'm sorry. Yeah, she seems a bit more qualified in my opinion. Read up on policies. Read up on exactly, and I'm not talking about money over morals, because what I can't stand is that our world is always fed on money, greed, money. All I want is talk about the almighty dollar. Look, don't get me wrong. I love to have my pockets fattened too, as well as not having to pay so much, right? When it comes to costs and things like that. I get it. But when it comes to world peace, I love world peace more than money. That's just my opinion. But hey, that's up to y'all to think about it. But I cannot stand the way how there's the people that are just not all the way there with Kamala Harris. And look, you have the right to have your doubts. You have the right to choose whoever you want to vote for. I am not telling you who to vote for. That is up to you, okay? All I'm saying is the whole argument of, oh, Democrat voters feel betrayed, you should have had a primary. Look, I totally agree. I was one of those people, and I still am. I wish they would have had one, but you know what? In this day and age, it's about 3 months until voting day. Mm-mm. I can keep that to the side because it's just you just don't have that kind of time, y'all. You just don't have that kind of time. So you can continue to whine until you get to the voting booth, but best believe, hey, it's up to you who you want to vote for. Um, says here the momentum and energy of Vice President Harris is real, and so are the fundamentals of this race. This election will be very close and decided by a small number of voters in just a few states. Um, Michael Taylor, who's the campaign's communication director, wrote in a memo. Her campaign, her campaign said it held some of 2,300 organizing events in the battleground states over one of their weekends, as several high-profile Democrats under consideration to serve as Harris running mate stumped of her. Okay, it says here, um, one of the fundraisers originally expected to raise 400,000, but ended up bringing a million, $1.4 million. Uh, Mary Robbins, 45, of Decatur, Georgia, drove the one of those organizing events in the northern suburbs of Atlanta to hear Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear speak. So she has the right people that are backing her. I read something that a Republican mayor out of Arizona is endorsing her. The former lieutenant governor of Georgia, who's a lifelong Republican, is endorsing her. She's receiving the right people because a lot of people are choosing peace, world peace, over the money. Like, I'm not gonna go too much in there, but I will stay on politics though, because we're continuing to see how much money she's raised. You have figures back and forth. You have a huge number of supporters of her. Then you have the randoms that just start saying some wild stuff like, there was, oh Lord, there was one rapper, I can't even pronounce his name. I don't, but he was saying that you need to do your own research and not vote for her because she's not all for you and this and any other. And again, not trying to downgrade this dude, but I'm sorry, I'm not gonna listen to his opinion on who I should choose when it comes to when it comes to who I vote for. Also, another viral or social media guy said if you go for her, then you're not black, and it was so funny because political commentator and professor Mark Lamont Hill, I'm a huge fan of his. He quickly corrected and said, "Dude, you're not even white, so this is a conversation you should stay out, champ." Or excuse me, you're not even black, so you should stay out. So, I mean, it's some interesting people that's getting involved in this. Also, check this out. Um, Conservative commentator Candace Owens and newly public, conservative star Amber Rose had a great conversation on the Candace Owens podcast, I believe, and they just kind of shared a good chuckle of the struggles about being a black conservative and all this other stuff, which is pretty interesting because me personally, I can see why it's a bit difficult being called a black conservative in this day and age, because politics now, right and left, it has so much division. Like, you just assume that society should always assume that people of color are Democrats, right? Because when you look at your social movements, uh, uh, um, it's all or giving back more than just talking about, oh, I want to keep this money and I want to be the party of greed and this and that. When you go to the Republicans, it's always predominantly white. It's always white, and that's what society. But here's the funny thing: there's a lot of black conservatives. Like, I know a lot of black conservatives, and I mean, hey, they're chill. I have nothing against them. I have conservative views, but I also have very liberal views as well. I mean, that's why I kind of ride in the middle, man. I have views that I've voted for Republicans before. I voted for Democrats before. I go back and forth. But this day and age, it's funny when you see this conversation among with Candace Owens and Amber Rose, because they're like saying, "Oh, people don't even can." I get called like, "Are you? You're not even black anymore. I'm not even considered black anymore." Well, I won't go that far when it comes to black conservatives. They're still black people first and foremost. They just have different political views, which everybody is always welcome. And you know, that's their right to have different viewpoints. The thing, what I can at least speak on about Candace Owens, who I am not a fan of at all, not a fan of at all. I give her credit for making a name for herself and building the career she has now, all for, hey, her honest opinion. That's what brought her to this high success, is her honest opinion. Um, but every time there's a story that involves race in it, Kansas never ever sides with black people. That's just me. Maybe I've just looked at, selective ones. I haven't looked at all of them. So don't say that. Oh, Aaron, just I somehow I've always caught glimpse of her always just speaking against the scenario, or saying, oh well, they this person wasn't unlawfully attacked or shot by law enforcement. Oh well, they had it coming. She would say some wild stuff like that. I'll just be honest, she would say some wild stuff like that. um Amber Rose, on the other hand, I could care less what Amber Rose said. I'm sorry, I don't like talking bad about people, but look, they they quote unquote consider her on stage a rapper and an influencer. I say it again, I've never heard of not a Nay album or song, EP. I never heard her rap at all, nor I don't know who she influences. Who is she what makes her influential? All I know is that she was Kanye West's first girlfriend. Then she had a long relationship with Wiz Khalifa. I think they got one kid or two. Um her and Black China, at the time, they would used to do a lot of work together. I mean, I don't know what's famous about Amber Rose. I really don't. I I really don't. I think it's just quite funny. She's made her wealth off of black media and black pop culture and majority of the black audience. Now she's over here kissing up to Trump. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. But I just think it's funny how they both, think they have so much in common, and they're like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Let me tell you something. Candace Owens would never want to speak. Well, somebody like Amber Rose is what Amber Rose always enjoys to talk bad about on her show. Trust and believe. That I just think is hilarious. How the table turns and all that stuff. Because, oh yeah, no, you're just like me. We have so much alike, so much in common. Yes, no, it's weird. So, anyways, how are we looking with time? Let's go ahead and move on to our next story. Let's see here. So on the last show, which was interesting, I was having so much technical difficulties with my sound, which you guys could still hear me, but I could not hear any of you guys through my headset. So it was a hot mess. But anyway, everything is all taken care of now, and I want to move on to our next story. Let's see here. So on the last show, I mentioned about Robert Downey Jr. returning to Marvel. This time, not as Iron Man, but as a new character. This time as a villain, as Doctor Doom. Yeah, Doctor Doom. So I'm a little late when it comes to like the Marvel series and stuff like that. But apparently, yeah, Marvel's pretty popular. No, I'm joking, but no, for real. I'm my wife and my in-laws, they get me involved in learning more on the Marvel phenomenons and why it's so popular, and all the shows and movies, and how the proper order I need to watch all this stuff in. So Iron Man basically died off in one of the series. Robert Downey Jr. played the role of Iron Man in about 10 Marvel films. I think he did three or four Iron Man films alone, and then did Avenger films and other projects playing the role of Iron Man. So recently at a Comic-Con, they surprised the fans by saying, "Look who's back!" And Robert Downey Jr. put on his social media different mask same task. And it just everybody went berserk. But the interesting thing is fans of Jonathan Major is not that happy about what's going on here. And I think they personally might have a case because Jonathan Majors was on the cusp. That was supposed to be one of his roles. So there was a period where Jonathan Majors, I mean, he was racking up in the business and movie deals and all this stuff. Like he had played a hell of a job. He did a hell of a job on the Creed film. I think he did he did one Marvel project as well. He was doing some great stuff. Great actor, great actor. But as you know, he got in trouble with the law a while back, publicly, a public uh uh case that involved him and a former girlfriend of his. This happened in March of 2023. Says here Majors was arrested for physically assaulting his ex-girlfriend Grace Jabari, excuse me. That December, he was found guilty on 2 misdemeanor counts of assault and harassment. After the conviction, he was dropped from numerous upcoming projects, including any future involvement with the MCU. His own agency and managers dropped him as well as clients. He is currently serving a 52-week in-person domestic violence intervention program, but I know he's received a huge honor from the Hollywood Unlock Awards. It was like I think a Perseverance Award. It was presented to him by Iyanla Van Zant, and Jonathan Majors got up very emotional and was just very gracious and thank you. Since that case, he's he's now dating, very very strongly involved romantically with actress Megan Good, who's been on by his side since the cases, and so he's really trying to continue to build that come up. So when I say the fans of Jonathan Majors are upset, is because they criticize Marvel for after Robert Downey Jr. is basically replacing Jonathan Majors for that role. But they look at it like this. So I talked about Jonathan Majors' track record, right? So if you don't recall, Robert Downey Jr. was also a man that got in trouble with the law many a times. Now, if I can count how many, let me see here if I can count how many times he was. Let's see here. All right, there are they not gonna? Okay, well, says here that Robert Downey Jr. has been arrested multiple times, drug charges, living that reckless life. Let's see here. It says here he had consisted in numerous arrests from 1996 to 2001 on drug and possession charges. Now, Robert Downey Jr. is sober now. When he made his comeback, I mean, it was memorable. It really was. It was memorable. And he has since then he's doing great. Like I said, sober, overcoming. Kudos to him. This is not a shot to Robert Downey Jr. at all. If you're listening, Robert, look, we love you. We're fans of you. You continue to do great work. This is not a personal attack to you. But in the situation, it's like, okay, Robert Downey Jr., he did his time. He broke the law. He did his time, and now obviously projects and the Hollywood has welcomed him back with open arms. Now, mind, this was a long time ago. Last time they said he was been arrested or in trouble with the law was 2001. But look, Jonathan Majors, he's doing his time. Everything is done. This is no like back and forth. Like he's publicly apologized for his actions. Like the cases, everything has already been settled. He's doing what he has to do. What's the word I'm looking for? That was given by the court, right? That he needs to do this and that. So it's like, okay, why can't he still stay with that job? I mean, it's a tacky way to say, okay, Jonathan can get in trouble with the law, and he loses movie deals. Robert Downey Jr. He gets in trouble with the law. He gets forgiven, and now he can continue to work and live happily ever after in a sense, right? He lives a great life and makes a lot of money and all that good stuff. Now, I will play a little devil's advocate with this this is to the Jonathan Major fans. So Robert Downey Jr. had years to make up. Years to make up. That what he did is dead and gone. He's, like I said, he did his time. He's sober now. He's good. Like, that was like, this is 2024. So we're talking about, again, 20 plus years ago. Jonathan Majors really is still paying the price. He's still 52 weeks. Like, this ended in December of last year. So I understand why people are upset, but I don't think this is nowhere near. I don't think this is really a race thing in this case. I think it's a matter on timing. I think it's a matter on the company who Marvel was already they don't play around like that. They do not play around with that, because Marvel is it's superheroes. So you got a lot of kids that are tuning into this. I think it's timing. I think on a business standpoint, they're like, look, yes, you were found innocent. Yes, it's over, but it still is kind of fresh. That's just my opinion. I think it's just, I'm gonna say the timing. A lot of y'all might say, "Oh, Arrington, sell out." This, why you saying no? That's not that. This, that. Look, timing is always important in cases like this. It's not just like we just stop the fact. Hey, he admitted that, yes, he did what he did, and he apologized for that. But you also got to look at that tape of when Jonathan Majors was running in the streets of New York City away from his ex-girlfriend. I mean, hey, to me, that looked like an innocent man, in my opinion. That's just me, because he did not lay a hand. He was running for his life, but she was following him. So that was just me. But we will continue to read more on this about this story, and impacted more with great conversations. Let's see here. Don't go anywhere. We're going to do another quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll have our last story of the show here on the Arrington Gavin Show. So don't go anywhere, my friends. Thank you for staying with us. And don't change that dial. Welcome back, my friends, to the Arrington Gavin Show. Thank you for staying with us here on this this late evening. But hey, I'm a night owl. What can I say? I don't really sleep, so I appreciate y'all staying with your boy. All right. So on our next story, I want to bring up Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin, fan favorite. Huh? No. Okay. So recently, Glenn Youngkin spoke about that he's seeks a cell phone free education in Virginia public school classes. And a lot of people are like, okay, I can see that being good. Of course, kids are like, no, that sucks. So yeah, he's seeking a ban on cell phones in Virginia public school classes. Says here that the governor issued an executive order to gear towards banning students in K through 12 public schools from using phones during class. The order requires the Virginia Department of Education to draft guidance including policies and procedures to ban phones during instructions. Now, says here, this process will include the veto speaking with parents, students, teachers, local school leaders, and others for their input in this release. Now, Youngkin orders applies to K through 12 in Virginia Beach public schools. The release says that the vetoes guidance with established and age appropriate restrictions or elimination of cell phones use during instructional time. The department's guidance will also include protocols that let parents contacts their children's in emergency or important situations. Says here, final guidance will be completed in September for schools divisions to adopt by January 1st of 2025. However, schools divisions can adopt policies and procedures that are more comprehensive than vetoes guidance before there then if they choose, excuse me, I couldn't get that out, to do so, the release says. Now, I'll be honest. I don't know if I so Virginia is my home state. Glenn Youngkin is not a fan favorite, really on both sides. He at the time was like the oh, this man is the future of the Republican Party. He's a moderate Republican businessman, multi-millionaire, hometown guy, can speak, can hang out in both crowds, yada 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 yada. Won by a landslide, and I'll give him credit. Being that he's a businessman, he's made Virginia a very popular, wealthy state. A state that is, I think, ranked number one for businesses to start in the state of Virginia. That was on a CNBC poll, if I'm not mistaken. So he's done a lot. A lot of big corporations have moved to Virginia, and so on and so on. A lot of cities are, continue to build up. So I'll give him that credit. But when it comes to a majority of his policies, they lean to nonpartisan. If I'll say that, literally, this man is known for vetoing every damn thing that the Democratic Party gives to him, and it's so dumb because it's like a childish thing. Like, Democrats will, not flow with anything he will abide by, and whatever they give, he's like, no, I'm gonna veto it. Because here's the thing: in the state of Virginia right now, the Democrats own the House and the Senate. The House and the Senate. And so that makes it a lot harder for Republican Governor Glenn Youngkin to really succeed. And most likely, hey, he's not going to be another term. I think they can. You have to either you have to either run again. I don't know if there's like, I'm forgetting how the terms for governors are, but yeah, he is no, he can run for re-election if I'm not mistaken. But if he decides not to, and then decides to come back, he can. But it's already competition for him at the moment. There's a congresswoman, I think her name is Spanberger or something like that, who is very, very popular, successful amongst the public out in Virginia. Democrat, by the way. Also, you have a tight lieutenant governor's race as well. So it's a lot happening with Virginia politics and just politics in general. Glenn Youngkin was amongst one of the people to speak at the RNC this past year, or recently. He was even in the running of potentially being a potential VP for Donald Trump, but again, he's not looking so good with the state of Virginia. So his political stock dropped tremendously. Like I've spoken with my friends on the right, and they say, what a fail, what a flop. Like he's just he's a nice guy, but just no, he not 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 doing a decent job the way we assumed. But hey, we we will see, my friends. We will see. All right. I think we are almost coming close to that time, my friends. But I'm trying to see if I have any time left to share a little bit about this one. No, I guess not. Well, let me check this out. I think I can have a few seconds to share this first look poster for those who are watching, and I'll share a little more here on the show. I've spoken before about the Everybody Hates Chris is coming out, is making a comeback, but as an animation series. And the animation series is titled Everybody Still Hates Chris. And it will have Terry Crews playing his iconic role as the father, as well as Tisha Arnold will reprise their roles so as the parents. And so I think it's pretty dope. Still going to be narrated by Chris Rock, and it will be on, I think it will eventually be aired on Comedy Central. A lot of shows are doing reboots, but as animations. Good Times done it, and they're currently on Netflix. It's pretty funny. It can get a little childish here and there, but it's really funny. It's adult humor, adult cartoon. I'm a cartoon fanatic. I love cartoons. So I think this will. I'm curious to see how this is gonna be. Hopefully, it doesn't flop, because again, there's certain things where it's like, okay, it's better off just to like let it be. You already had it. It was successful on TV. Don't try and bring something back, regardless of how, if it comes back as a live action or an animation. But I'm curious to see about this. I think a lot of the animation is succeeding right now, especially like the adult animation, like Family Guy, American Dad, Archer, Simpsons, obviously. Those the Cleveland Show, those shows succeed. So I think it could work. It could possibly work. I don't know. We will see. But until next time, my friends, look, I hope you enjoyed the Arrington Gavin show. Be sure to continue to support the program and listen to us Monday through Fridays at 11 p.m. here on WDJY 99.1 FM Straight Talk, as well as WDJYFM.com. You can also tune into the program available on all digital and streaming platforms. Our YouTube is our Smooth Club Media. You can follow us on Rumble at the Arrington Gavin Show, as well as follow us on Instagram at the Arrington Gavin Show. Multiple ways you can tune in. Thank you so much again for tuning in to tonight's episode of the Arrington Gavin Show. We explore the depths of current events, dissect the headlines, as well as shared moments of insight and inspiration. I think that's all I have for you guys. That is it. That's all I have for y'all. Y'all be easy, stay blessed, stay safe out there, and do me a favor, regardless of your choice. I know it's a difficult election right now, but hey, your vote matters. You can't rely on the couch this year. I hear a lot of people saying it's between the couch and this candidate. No, the couch, you cannot choose the couch. You have to get up, vote, 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 my friends. Vote, vote, vote. So please do so. Do your own research. You still have time. If you're not registered to vote, please go online. You can look it up, how to register to vote within your state. Do so, do so, do so. I'm telling you, it's very important to Lizac State at this election. Look, take care, my friends. I'll see you next time.